Hello everyone, it's been a little while, yes. Basically, I've just not really been in the headspace to make videos, I'll be quite honest. I'm not really right now either, but I'm doing it because it's been far too long and I've left this haul for ages and it's just going to get out of control if I don't do it now. So I apologise if I'm not my absolute usual self. I've been a little bit down recently with my weight, mainly, and motivation I've just kind of struggled with over the last kind of few months. Like when this lockdown started, I was quite motivated, like I sorted all my house out, and I say sorted it all out, it's still tragic, but like I cleaned it all out, proper spring cleaned, got rid of stuff. And like felt like I was going to be really productive, and then the more I've just stayed at home, the more I just don't do anything. So yeah, I'm even at the point now where I was supposed to be completing the Kingdom Hearts series over this lockdown and I can't even be bothered to play that either. So yeah, I'm that demotivated that a video game is too much effort, which is very out of character for me because I will play something to death. Did complete Ni no Kuni though, so yay me and Phil, we did it together as a couple. Anyways, so the reason why we're here, I got books. I think this is my haul since December of last year till now, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that's when the first book came. Yes, and I ordered those ones. Yeah, December. So yeah, it's like after Christmas, I think, or just before Christmas. Anyways, we don't need accuracy, I'm just going to get on with it. Here are all the books I've got since the last time I showed you I got books. First one I'm going to show you is the Essence of Epica. I'm just going to quickly show you this one because I have a video dedicated to it with a little like first impression review. But this is the story of the band Epica and lots of facts about the band. This is the standard edition. There was some sort of magical edition that I just simply could not afford, to be quite honest. I paid enough for this one. But this one actually came whilst I was on holiday in Germany, and it was for Christmas. We went to the Christmas markets and I've just realised I've got some sort of mark on the front of this. I haven't even read it yet and I've already ruined it apparently. But yeah, I'm really happy to have this in my possession, and this should be one of my next few reads now because I'm actually catching up with myself and I'm having to do this haul because once I've finished the series I'm reading, other than my manga, I don't have any hauled novels to like follow the order of when I bought them. And that's how I track my reading, that's how I pick what book I read next. So this is probably coming soon and I'll actually be able to have a full review, maybe, potentially, we'll see, I'm not sure. But yeah, anyways, I got that and I love it, it's a beautiful thing, I'm a massive Epica fan. So, the next book I have here, make sure I do this in the right order, I think, is this one. Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell, and this is one of the Disney Twisted Tales. This is the Peter Pan one. I enjoy this series. Sometimes I question whether the author has seen the movie because there's a few inaccuracies here and there, but I always have fun with them, and this is kind of the like little middle grade series I let myself collect now. But yeah, so I'm hoping I enjoy it. Then I made an order because my, oh, wow, I've just realised, yeah, my sister got me a Waterstones voucher for Christmas and these were the books I ordered with that voucher. Wow, that is how long ago this was. So I completed 2 series that I have started and haven't got round to getting the rest of the books of. And the first one is Nexus, which is by Scott Westerfeld, I'm sure there's other people as well, which is why I was looking, Margot Lanigan and Deborah Biancotti. Hope I'm saying that right. But this is the last book in the Zeros trilogy, I believe. I hope it's a trilogy and I finished it off. But I really enjoyed the first 2 and I read them back to back, and then this one wasn't out yet and then I just left it a little while, so now I might have to catch myself up a little bit on the story, because I've read a few superhero-y things in between, like the Marissa Mayer ones. But yeah, anyway, so I'll probably end up having to catch myself up, but I think I'll still enjoy this because I remember enjoying the first two. And then 2 books to which I absolutely loved the first book, and then I had to wait for the next one to come out, and then for whatever reason 2 ended up coming out and I just never got round to buying them until randomly in December. So this is the Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee and what's the one called? The Towering Sky. So these are hopefully again the full trilogy now. But yeah, this is like a dystopian set in a apartment. Is that the right word? Apartment building? But like a huge block, a huge tower. And the higher up the tower you are, the more important, influential you are. Apparently there's a movie called High Rise, I believe, which is similar to this because Phil has seen it and he was saying, oh, that sounds like this movie. And I really enjoyed the first one. Like I feel like I might have even given it 5 stars, and I remember getting really invested in the characters, and then I just completely let this series go for whatever reason. So yeah, hopefully we'll soon finish that series. And then a sequel to a book that I bought on a whim and absolutely fell in love with. So I was like, is there any more books? Got the next one. There might be another one out by now though. It's been a while. It's been like 8 months. So worse, 9 months. So yeah, anyways, I got The Demon World by Sally Green. This is the sequel to The Smoke Thieves, which I just absolutely fell in love with out of nowhere. I just bought the book because I wanted a book that was in a deal, and I couldn't find another one to complete the deal, and I thought this sounded okay, and then that was like my favourite book that I'd bought in that haul. So I'm hoping this one's just as good. This is a fantasy based on a world where humans kind of coexist with demons, and but the plot that I really cared about was the political kind of plot featuring the princess. That was the storyline that I really was invested in. I loved every other character as well, obviously. Like, I wouldn't give it 5 stars for one character, but that was the one plot that like the second I knew the next chapter was going to be there, I knew I would continue reading no matter how late it was, or you know how late I was going to be. I just knew that was the character I was really invested in, so I'm hoping that I really care for her in this one as well. And then I just realised I've moved on to a different order. This wasn't the Waterstones order, this is a different one. I randomly decided to treat myself to some books during the lockdown, and that was one. And then the other one is Supernova by Marissa Mayer, and I want to say this is the end of a trilogy as well. Yes, conclusion. Yes, so the Renegades trilogy by Marissa Mayer. I've really enjoyed the first 2, like I was saying before. I've read those 2 a bit more recently, so I really remember them. I'm invested, and I'm hoping I enjoy this one just as much. It's not as good as the Lunar Chronicles by her, but I really like her writing, and I'll probably pick up another series if she has any more out. Not sure. I've not been keeping up on books all that much recently. I've been just trying to get through the ones I have instead of trying to get myself excited for more, if you know what I mean, which is why a lot of the time now I'm buying sequels to kind of try and finish series. But completely off on that, this isn't a sequel, but it is a complete collection, so I've got that going for me. The complete novels of Jane Austen, a little bit left field for me, a bit unusual, but I've been wanting to try and get a little bit more into like classics and reading adult since I am old, and I'm not really a young adult anymore. I can keep fooling myself, but the world knows I'm not. So I thought this would be a good way, because I've heard that her novels have a lot of humour in them, and it's just like each classic is well known. I've seen movie adaptations of them, so I'm hoping that that kind of helps break me in. But I've always been put off reading like classics thanks to school and how much I hated reading like the novels and with the teachers and having to analyse like every word that's in the book, and that's always made me dislike classics. So yeah, I'm hoping this one kind of gets me a little bit more back into that, and I can branch out a little bit at least from young adult. I'm sure I'll probably still read a lot of it since I've started so many series that I need to finish, and I'm pretty sure that I've found favourite authors now that I'll just keep buying them. I'll be 90 reading young adult. Next one is back to my middle grade series, Let It Go, which is by Jen Kalanita. I cannot read. Jen is apparently a hard word. But yeah, this is the Frozen one of that series. Again, I let myself buy these books for a little bit of fun. I know that they're not exactly... What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, wow, I cannot talk. Anyways, I know these aren't really for my age, and I know that, like I said, they're not going to be perfectly canon with Disney, but I just have fun with them. So I keep buying them, and they're always really cheap. I always find them for such good prices that I don't mind. Then, oh, I realised I had a story to tell. My complete works of Jane Austen, I don't know if you'll be able to tell so much, because I've tried to fix the issue, but it came damaged, and a section of the pages, you can kind of see a little bit the remnants of the damage, but these were all bent and mangled and stuck together, and they were a lot longer, like they came out of the book. So I spoke to Book Depository and they refunded me for this and said I could keep it. So I tried to fix it as best I could. I could probably get a little bit closer, but I've left it because I am a clumsy person and don't want to wreck this book, because it's so beautiful. But what was I saying? So yeah, so I fixed it as best I could, but then with that refund I just decided to give it back to them and buy more of the books that I wanted, because I can, essentially. So I also had a voucher, I believe, as well. I think they sent me a 10% off around the same time, just because I'm a regular customer, not because of the refund. So I fully took advantage and made an order. So the first one, again, I finished it, yes, conclusion. I love it when it's on the back. I finished another one of the series I've started, and this is Final 7 by Kerry, Drury. The first book is called Cell 7, then there's Day 7, and this is essentially a reality TV show where prisoners' fate is decided within 7 days by the public. I don't think that's too spoilery, but obviously I've read the first two and I'm ready to get to the end and see how this all wraps up. Again though, I think I'm going to have to recap myself a little bit because it has been a while since I read the first two. But I'm happy I've got the series now. And then I decided to buy something new, a new series, but I think I've finished it. I think it's just 2 books, I hope. Please tell me if I'm wrong, because I'll have to go out and correct myself. But I can't see any evidence. Right, stop looking. I got the Star-Touched Queen and A Crown of Wishes by Roshani Chokshi. But yeah, I really wanted this book for forever. Whenever it first came out and everyone on BookTube was talking about it, I really wanted it, but it for some reason wasn't available in the UK. So like, this is an American copy, it's got American prices on the back, it's apparently $10.99. So they still haven't released this really in the UK, but Book Depository would send it to the UK, so I managed to get both books in the series. And I'm really excited to read them, even though I can't remember why I wanted them now because it's been so long. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of like kind of retelling of like a folk story, fairy tale kind of thing. I feel like that's this. It was kind of that time when a lot of those stories were coming out. But either way, I'm excited to read it because it's been so long. And then I've finished another trilogy, I think. Yeah, conclusion again on the back. Thank you. And this is God's Grave and Dark Dawn by J. Christoph. This is a fantasy story following a girl who's an assassin. When the first one came out, it was compared to the Throne of Glass series, in just basically because it's got a female protagonist who's an assassin, but I think they're very different. Not in any bad way. Like, I think this is enjoyable. I enjoyed the other series as well. So if you like one, you might like this one as well. But I don't. Again, I'm very misty on the first book because it's been so long. I did get really behind with my reading at one point, and then this year I've managed to turn that around and I'm catching up with myself again. So I'm proud of myself for that. That's something good I've done during this whole craziness. But yeah, I'm hoping to finish that series soon, hopefully. And I have another one that is at least the next one in a series. I don't think this is the last one. I think this is a longer series than a trilogy, but this is book 3. And this is the last book in that order as well. And that is Blood Witch by Susan Dennard. And I remember the first 2 books a little bit better in this one because I read them a bit more spaced apart, so they were mixed in a bit more. They weren't just all the books years ago and then I've had to come and get the last one. Even though I don't think this is the last one. I'm pretty sure there's more after this one. But yeah, it follows 2 girls who are best friends who also happen to be witches. Witches in this world are very precise. Like, they have a set skill that they're really good at, a set type of magic that's their thing. And our main character is a truth witch, and one of the things I'm excited about in this book is that it's called Blood Witch because the character that is a blood witch, I won't say too much, but they are one whose storyline was intriguing me a lot in the second story, so I'm hoping this will take me a little bit more along with that character again. So I'm looking forward to that. Then the next one, if you are someone who likes it when I haul manga, I can't talk. I told you I was not ready to make this video. It's Errata by Uetase, who is my favourite artist. This is volume 24. I have struggled to get this. If you follow my hauls, you'll know that I had an absolute drama with Waterstones over this. But I was ordering a book for Phil for his birthday, and Book Depository had emailed me saying that this was in stock, so I ordered the 2 together, and it did take a little while to get here, but I understand that with manga. I've always been understanding of that, but it was only like 2 weeks or something like that. It wasn't wild, not like the months I waited for Waterstones to tell me actually we don't have it. So yeah, I was really happy that I finally have this. I've got every book now in that series that is available in English. It is on hiatus for now, but that's because she's working on a new series in the Vishigi Yugi universe. I believe it's Bayako's story, which I'm so excited for. I hope that comes out in English. And then when she continues with Errata, I will get right back on that as well. That follows a young boy who has switched lives with another boy from another world. I won't go too much, but it's very fantasy fun. You know, Uetase's usual thing of a team of characters get together and try and fix the world's problems, and I love that about her. And then my last book is one that I again found really cheap and just picked it up because it's part of my fun series. Yes, that's another Twisted Tale. So this is Love, and this one is by Elizabeth Lim again. This is the Cinderella one. I don't know if this is an unknown fact about me, but I am quite a big Cinderella fan. I think it's not underrated, obviously, like the world goes wild for Cinderella, but I think when people talk about Disney princesses they really love, they don't really say Cinderella a lot. Like, everyone likes her, but she's not really anyone's favourite. and she's not even my favourite, so I'm already being harsh. But I really do love Cinderella as a movie, and that's one of the animated classics that I will go back to time and time again and love. So yeah, this one's probably the one I'm the most excited about from the 3 that I've shown in this haul. I like Peter Pan, obviously. I wouldn't buy a book of it if I didn't, but it's one of my kind of lower tier Disney films. And Frozen was actually mine and Phil's first date. But it's not my favourite movie. It's probably in the middle of my Disney Classics ranking. If I were to rank them all, it'd be somewhere in the middle. But yeah, those are all the books that I've got recently. Thank you so much for having the patience of keeping up with me if you've got through to the end. I do really appreciate it, and I'm really sorry that I'm just not an active YouTuber. I don't think I ever really will be anymore now. It's just not my priority anymore, and this is no longer as fun as it used to be, or at least it doesn't feel that way right now. But I do still, you know, want to try whenever I can to make a video, and I do still want to kind of give honest opinions, and when I'm excited about something I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm just not going to be as regular as I once attempted to be. Thank you so much again, and hopefully I will see you soonish. Bye.